Somebody needs a curry in. Look at the wool he is shedding. We had a dead tree here that we just neglected to cut down, built the barn here. Join us today as I take one of these logs here and turn it into something useful other than firewood. Thank you for joining us today. It's Saturday, it's a beautiful winter day. We take a dead tree from right on that side of the barn there and turn it into this post right here. I'm in need of some posts to finish out our front porch entrance of our house. I personally don't have a sawmill, and so decided that I'll show you guys how to mill your own lumber if you have a chainsaw. And one of these attachments, it's an Alaskan chainsaw mill that attaches to your chainsaw. Regular chainsaw, attach this, everything just bolts together. I have milled quite a bit of lumber in the past with this, although it is pretty taxing, very taxing on your power head. So we'll show you how to do that. I have to start out with a flat surface. Doesn't take much, just a stable, flat surface. Make sure I don't tweak it. I tweaked it a little bit. I gotta move this screw up here. That's better. Okay. I put my earplugs on. I have to figure out, I'm trying to get a post out of here that's 5.5 by 5.5. So I'm gonna come this way, and I'm gonna have to set that to about 10 inches up there. And then my cut will come right across here, and I can easily get a nice 5 by 5 post out of there. Let's see where we're at. We're at 5.5 right now. Get this up here. And this attachment is made, you adjust everything on this with your chainsaw wrench. Pretty neat. It's like I said, it's not very efficient. It's very taxing on your head. But for the amount of posts I need, it'll have been well over 200 bucks in what I wanted. And I've got the time, I've got the material. So then this goes up to here, and right here I have marks every 1/4 inch. So right here, this is a little bit of a hassle to get up. It's just doesn't. There's 9 inches. Right there is 10. The marks are pretty faded off, but I can still see them. Okay, here we go. Now that I've got one cut, the next cut needs to be squared up to that. So how I do that, I lay that here, and there's better ways of doing it, but this is the simplest method I found out for just a really small project. When you put these in, if you put it in here, it's going to tweak the board that way. So you got to lay your board here, make sure this is laying flat, and then you find a spot where it's going to go straight into the wood. Then you put your square on here. See, we're off a little bit there. Put the square on here. See how far off that is? Pull that in. I'm gonna have to readjust this one out here. We're good there. Pretty good there. Okay. Now we start over again. We have to make sure the 10 inches from our previous measurement is going to work. So that's cut that is that depth to set the 10 inches. I'll come over here. Come over here. Got 6.5 inches, so that'll work. Now that we've got two flat sides, now I set it down. I want a 5.5 inch product finished both ways, but I'm gonna sand it pretty smooth. So I'll cut this at 5 5/8. And by the time I get it sanded down, it'll be right at 5.5. got the post, but it's rough cut. So now we're gonna sand her down a little bit. Let me go get the router. And that, folks, is how you'd take a tree and make a post out of it.